My husband destroyed our family by sleeping with my daughter's best friend's mom and lying about it for months. I'm sitting here typing this out because I seriously need to vent, and I figure Reddit's the place to do it. My life's been a total train wreck lately, and I'm starting to wonder if I'm handling this all wrong. Here's the deal. My husband, Ethan, who's 36, cheated on me with Stella, the mom of my daughter Lila's best friend. Yeah, you read that right. It's been a month since I found out, and I'm still reeling. I don't even know where to start, so I guess I'll just rewind to how it all blew up in my face. I'm 38, been married to Ethan for 12 years. We've got Lila, who's 10, and up until recently, I thought we were doing okay. Not perfect, whose marriage is, but solid. Ethan's a sales rep, always on the road, and I'm a part-time office manager, juggling work and keeping the house from falling apart. Lila's my world. She's this sweet, quiet kid who loves drawing and hanging out with her friend Riley, Stella's daughter. Riley and Lila have been inseparable since kindergarten, sleepovers every other weekend, the whole deal. Stella's 42, divorced, and always gave off this vibe like she's better than everyone. Perfect hair, yoga teacher energy, you know the type. I never loved her, but I tolerated her for the girl's sake. It started unraveling about 6 months ago. Ethan was home less, late nights, client dinners, random trips that didn't add up. I'd ask him about it, and he'd get all defensive, like, "Why are you so paranoid? I'm working my a-hole off for us." I'd back off because, honestly, I didn't want to be that nagging wife. But then the phone stuff started. He'd leave the room to text, keep it face down on the counter, and once I saw Stella's name pop up when he forgot to lock it, I asked him, all casual, "Hey, why is Stella texting you at 10 p.m.? He laughed it off. "Oh, she's just asking about the girl's school project." I bought it, but it stuck with me. Fast forward to a month ago. It was a Saturday, and I took Lila to the park near our house. She wanted to sketch the trees or something. I'm sitting on a bench, sipping coffee, when I see them. Ethan and Stella. They're across the field, half hidden by some bushes, and he's got his arm around her waist, laughing like they're on a damn date. My stomach dropped. Lila's chattering about her drawing, but I can barely hear her. I grabbed her hand, said we had to go, and marched us home. She was confused. "Mom, why are we leaving?" And I just mumbled something about feeling sick. That night, I waited till Lila was asleep and confronted him. He walked in at 8, all cheerful, and I lost it. "Where were you today, Ethan?" He froze, then tried the usual, "Work thing, why?" I wasn't having it. "I saw you. At the park. With Stella." His face went white, and he started stammering, "It's not what you think," but I cut him off. "Don't lie to me. How long?" He wouldn't look at me, just kept rubbing his neck, and finally muttered, "A few months. A few months." I felt like I'd been punched. I kicked him out that night, told him to pack a bag and get the hell out. He begged, "Let's talk about this, for Lila's sake." But I couldn't even look at him. He's been crashing at his brother's place since. I thought that'd be the worst of it, but nope, it's been a domino effect of crap ever since. First off, Lila's friendship with Riley's toast. A week after I caught them, Stella texted me, super cold, like, "I think it's best if the girls take a break from hanging out." A break? They're 10. Lila came home from school crying the next day because Riley wouldn't sit with her at lunch. I tried talking to her about it, but what do you even say? "Hey, sweetie, Daddy's a jerk, and Riley's mom's a homewrecker, so your best friend hates you now?" She's been moping around, drawing these sad little pictures of stick figures all alone. It breaks my heart, and I don't know how to fix it. Then there's Stella. I figured she'd at least act ashamed, but nah, she's leaning into it. Last week, we had this school fundraiser, bake sale thing, and she shows up in leggings and a smug grin, chatting up the other moms like nothing's wrong. I'm over there selling brownies, trying not to lose it, and she walks right up to me. "Oh, hi," she says, all fake sweet. "How's everything going?" I wanted to dump a tray of cookies on her head. Instead, I just said, "Fine, Stella. How's your conscience?" She smirked, and walked off. I had to step outside to calm down because I was this close to making a scene. Ethan's no better. He's been blowing up my phone, apologizing, saying he'll do anything to fix it. But here's the kicker. He lied to me for months before I caught him. All those times I asked about the late nights, the texts, and he made me feel like I was the crazy one. "You're overreacting," he'd say, or "You need to trust me." I'd lie awake wondering if I was losing it, and the whole time he was sneaking around with her. Finding out it wasn't just a one-time thing. It was months. Makes me feel so stupid. How did I not see it? Oh, and the money. I checked our bank account after he left, and there's all these withdrawals I didn't know about. Hundreds of dollars gone. I called him, furious, and he admitted he'd been treating Stella to dinners, drinks, even a freaking necklace. Our savings, money we were supposed to use for Lila's summer camp, is half empty because he wanted to play sugar daddy. I'm freaking out because I don't make enough to cover everything alone, and he's still dragging his feet on splitting bills. My mom keeps saying, divorce him, he's trash, but I'm scared. I don't know how I'd manage. The family stuff's a mess too. My in-laws called me last weekend. Ethan's a good guy deep down. Don't throw away your marriage over a mistake. A mistake? He didn't trip and fall into Stella's bed. Meanwhile, my mom's the opposite. She's ready to burn his clothes in the backyard. I'm stuck between them, trying to figure out what's best for Lila and me, and I'm second-guessing every choice. Like, am I too harsh kicking him out? Should I let him come back and try counseling? But then I picture him with Stella, and I want to scream. I keep replaying how he got here. We met in college. Ethan was this goofy guy who'd bring me coffee during finals week. We got married at 26, had Lila 2 years later. Our house isn't fancy, just a 3-bedroom with a leaky sink and a backyard full of weeds. But it was ours. We'd have movie nights with Lila, popcorn everywhere, laughing at dumb comedies. Last year, he built her a little art desk because she kept drawing on the kitchen table. I thought he was still that guy. Now I'm wondering if I ever really knew him. The house feels empty without him, but not in a good way. Lila's quieter, I'm angrier, and every room's got some memory that stings. The couch where we'd binge shows, the garage where he'd tinker with his car, it's all tainted. I found one of Stella's stupid hair ties under the passenger seat of our SUV last week, and I lost it. Threw it out the window like it was cursed. How long was she in my car? In my life? I ran into Stella again yesterday, picking Lila up from school. She was there for Riley, leaning against her car, chatting with another mom. She caught my eye and waved, like we're buddies. I ignored her, but it took everything not to march over and ask how she sleeps at night. Lila saw it too, tugged my sleeve and whispered, "Why's Riley's mom so mean now?" I didn't have an answer. I've been trying to keep it together for Lila, but it's hard. She asked me last night if Daddy's coming home, and I froze. "I don't know, sweetie," I said, which is true. She hugged me, and I could tell she's scared. I hate that she's collateral damage in this. She doesn't deserve to lose her friend, her dad, her normal life. All because Ethan couldn't keep it in his pants, and Stella's a selfish jerk. I keep circling back to that day at the park. If I hadn't gone, would I still be clueless? Part of me wishes I was. Ignorance sounds easier than this mess. But then I think about how long it had gone on, how many lies he told, and I'm glad I know. I just don't know what to do with it. Ethan's texted me 50 times since yesterday. I messed up. I love you. Let me prove it. I haven't replied. I don't even know if I want to. Money's tight, Lila's sad, Stella's gloating, and my family's picking teams like it's a damn reality show. I'm exhausted. I yelled at Ethan over the phone last night, called him a spineless a-hole, and hung up. I felt good for, 5 minutes, then started wondering if I'm pushing him away when I should be fixing things. My mom says I'm too soft. My in-laws say I'm too hard. I don't know who's right. So, Reddit, here's where I'm at. I caught my husband cheating with my kid's friend's mom, and it's trashed everything. My marriage, my daughter's happiness, my bank account. I kicked him out. I'm barely holding it together, and I'm pissed at everyone, including myself for not seeing it sooner. But am I the bad guy here? Am I screwing up by not giving him a chance to make it right? I don't even know anymore. Update. How the situation has evolved since then. Hey Reddit, it's me again. I posted here about 6 months back when my life imploded. Caught my husband Ethan, 36, cheating with Stella, 42, the mom of my daughter Lila's best friend. You guys were awesome, and I've been meaning to update you because, holy crap, things have gotten wild since then. I'm still a mess, Lila's still struggling, Ethan's still a jerk, and Stella? Well, she's Stella. Buckle up, because this is a roller coaster. So, last time I wrote, I just kicked Ethan out after spotting him and Stella all cozy at the park. I was 38, pissed off, and trying to hold it together for Lila, who's 10. Quick recap. He'd been cheating for months, gaslighting me, blowing our savings on Stella, and it trashed Lila's friendship with Riley, Stella's kid. I was a wreck. Family picking sides, money tight, Stella smirking like she'd won the lottery. I asked if I was the bad guy for not giving him a chance. Well, here's what's happened since. First off, I didn't let Ethan back. Those texts he kept sending, "I love you. I'll fix it," stopped after a couple weeks. I think he realized I wasn't budging. I lawyered up instead. Found this no-nonsense divorce attorney through a friend. Cost me a chunk of what little savings we had left, but worth it. We're still mid-process because Ethan's dragging his feet, whining about splitting assets fairly. Fairly? He spent our money on Stella's freaking necklace. Anyway, I'm living in the house with Lila, and he's still at his brother's, though I hear he's looking for an apartment now. Lila's been the hardest part. She's still quiet, still sad. Losing Riley hit her hard. 6 months later, and she's got no real friends at school. The other kids whisper about the drama, thanks to Stella's big mouth. I got Lila into therapy about 3 months ago. School counselor pushed for it after she stopped talking in class. It's helping, I think. She's drawing again, not just sad stick figures, but these wild, colorful dragons. She told me last week, "They're stronger than me, Mom." Broke my heart, but I'm proud she's fighting through it. I hate that she's collateral damage in this mess. Ethan's a whole other story. About a month after I kicked him out, he showed up at the house, unannounced, reeking of beer. Said he needed to see Lila. She was asleep, and I told him to get lost. He got loud, banging on the door, yelling, "You can't keep her from me." Neighbors peeked out, and I almost called the cops, but he stumbled off. Next day, he texted an apology, but it's been a pattern: sober promises, drunk tantrums. I got a temporary custody order 2 months ago, supervised visits only, because I don't trust him anymore. He's mad, says I'm punishing him, but I'm protecting her. Lila cries after every visit, says he just talks about how mommy's mean. Great parenting, Ethan. Then there's Stella. Oh man, Stella. I thought she'd slink away after the affair blew up, but nope. She's leveled up her chaos game. Turns out, she and Ethan didn't last. Shocker, right? I heard through the school grapevine. Yeah, I'm still stuck seeing her at pickups, that they broke up 3 months ago. Apparently, he got sloppy drunk at her place, trashed her fancy yoga studio corner, and she kicked him out. Good for her, I guess, but it gets better. She's now dating some guy named Vance, a 40-something gym bro type who drives a loud Mustang. They're all over each other at school events, and she's back to waving at me like we're pals. I ignore her, but it stings. She wrecked my life and just moved on. The real twist? Money. Remember how Ethan drained our savings? I dug deeper after my last post, checked old statements, receipts he'd stuffed in a drawer. He didn't just buy Stella gifts, he paid her rent. Twice. Over $1,000 each time, straight from our joint account. I confronted him during a custody mediation, lost my cool, shouted, "You funded her life while I was buying Lila's school supplies." He mumbled some excuse about helping a friend, but the mediator shut it down. My lawyer's using it to push for more in the divorce, says it's financial misconduct or something. I hope it works, because I'm drowning. My part-time gig barely covers bills, and I've started driving for a rideshare app at night when Lila's asleep. Grandma watches her. It's exhausting, but I'm not letting him win. Lila's school situation got messy too. Stella's been spreading crap, told a bunch of moms I'm unstable, that I overreacted to a little fling. One mom, nice lady I used to chat with, pulled me aside at a PDA thing and said, "Stella's saying you're the reason Riley's upset." Are you kidding me? I kept it together, just said, "Believe what you want," but inside I was raging. Lila's teacher called me in last month, said some kids were teasing her about daddy's girlfriend. I explained the bare minimum, and she's been extra kind to Lila since, but it's humiliating. Stella's poison's everywhere. Ethan's spiraling, though. His brother called me a couple weeks ago, first time we've talked since this started. Said Ethan's a mess, drinking too much, barely showing up to work. Lost a big client last month, might get fired. Part of me feels bad. He's still Lila's dad. But then I remember the park, the lies, Stella's hair tie in my car, and I'm over it. He made his bed. Brother asked if I'd talk to him, help him get back on track. I said, "Not my job anymore," and hung up. Harsh. Maybe. But I'm done cleaning up his messes. The house feels different now. I've been fixing it up, painted the living room, finally patched that leaky sink. It's therapy, I guess. Lila helped pick the color, soft blue, and we laughed for the first time in forever when I got paint in my hair. It's not much, but it's ours. Ethan's stuff's gone. I boxed it up, left it on the curb. He picked it up without a word. Good riddance. Stella pulled a stunt last week that nearly broke me, though. Lila had a school play, small thing. She was a tree or something. I'm in the audience, proud as hell, and Stella struts in with Vance, sits 2 rows ahead. After, she comes up, all fake concern, says, Lila looked so lonely up there. Riley misses her, you know. I snapped. Right there in the gym, I said. Don't you dare act like you care about my kid after what you did. People stared. Vance puffed up like he'd step in, but I walked away. Lila heard, though. She was waiting by the door. She didn't say anything, just hugged me tight. I cried in the car after. Money's still tight. Divorce isn't final, and Ethan's fighting me on everything. Wants half the house, says I'm bleeding him dry, with child support. My lawyer's optimistic, but I'm not. I've cut corners, canceled cable, shop at discount stores. Lila noticed, asked why we don't get pizza anymore. I lied, said I'm trying new recipes. She's too smart, though, gave me this look like she knows. Ethan showed up sober yesterday, first time in months. Sat on my porch, wouldn't leave till I talked. Said he's done with Stella. Wants to be a family again. I laughed, couldn't help it. Told him, you don't get to waltz back after torching everything. He teared up, said he's lost without us. I almost felt sorry for him. But then I pictured Lila crying over Riley, me scrambling for gas money while he bought Stella dinner, and I shut the door. He left, but it stuck with me. Was I too cold? So 6 months out, here's me. Still angry, still broke, but fighting. Lila's healing, slowly. Ethan's a disaster, Stella's thriving, and I'm just trying to keep my head above water. I keep asking myself if I'm doing this right. Pushing him away, protecting Lila, ignoring Stella's games. Divorce feels like the only path, but it's scary. Am I out of line here? Am I the one screwing up by not giving him that second chance he's begging for? I don't know anymore. Just needed to get this off my chest.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the story and found something meaningful to reflect on. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily updates on raw, real, and often intense family stories. Your support means the world to us.